And welcome back to another installment of Baltimore County Forever Podcast. What up, though? It's been a wild couple days for the NFL and Shedeur
Stupid
Sanders. Immediately, as we start to record, we find out that he has been drafted by the Browns, according to ESPN. It says the Cleveland Browns trade up. The Cleveland Browns trade up with the. Am I reading this right? Yeah. Cleveland Browns trade up with the Seattle Seahawks to select Sanders with the 144th overall pick in the fifth round Saturday.
That's wild.
Cleveland gave Seattle its 166 and 192 pick.
Yeah.
Shador
The Browns.
Sanders posted on X, formerly known as Twitter. Thank you, God. Give it up for that young man. Give it up for that. We don't get to talk about football often, but this is a travesty amongst other things occurring in this world. But this right here is crazy. Let me get your immediate thoughts, DB. Hearing that Shador was selected by the Browns.
I'm a hate having to root for the Browns.
Oh yeah, they are in the AFC.
Um,
hmm
AFC North
Mm.
to
That's what
be
I was going to say.
technical. I'm a hate having to root for the Browns. Of course, when they aren't playing the Ravens. Um, I I'm happy for Shador, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I wish it was a way where he could say, "Fuck y'all, I don't even want to play for y'all." I think this game that's being played because of because my father is confident, because my father speaks things into existence, because my father knows his worth, and he's a brown man, is a travesty. And the fucked up thing is, the problem is, they're gonna keep getting away with it because they have the number one thing in sports like in sports entertainment. People watch football, yo. I love football. I never had a doubt in my mind that I was gonna stop watching football when the Kaepernick thing happened. I thought it was crazy. I was like, damn, that's fucked up. But I
Yeah.
never once in my mind felt like, yo, I'm not watching football. I said to myself today, if they don't draft Shador, I might stop watching football because it's like it's blatant, like. And I hate to make it about race, but the truth is, the Manning's been getting away with this shit for decades and are going to keep getting away with it. And it's like, and I want to be careful with my words. That's why I'm like, I want to just bear with me for a second, y'all. I do not understand why and I'm talking about brown people, why we can't accomplish nothing, be happy about it, and set the table up for ourselves to see our offspring be better. All Dion wanted was for his son to get into a situation where he can flourish. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all are fathers. So y'all understand what it's like out here in the world and then understand what it's like to want to set your kids up for something better than what you experienced. Dion's thing is, yo, I played the game literally and figuratively, from both sides of it. I played the sport. I was great at the sport. I played the business. I got all the money I could, and y'all couldn't tell me shit. Why can't I raise my son to be confident, to be comfortable in being who he is, and letting them and being able to say, "Hey, I'm that nigga," and then have the stats that says oh no, he's really that nigga. So I have a problem with the NFL having a problem with him saying, yo, I'm that nigga. And if you don't draft me, not saying that he said this, but if the knock on him is he was arrogant in interviews, or he was coming in and was saying, hey, y'all need me. And Cleveland been needing them the whole draft, but they did this bullshit. I just don't like it, bro. I don't like it. I almost stopped watching football. And that's how strongly I feel about this. Because the Mannings are gonna do this again next year. Peyton Manning
Mm-hmm.
gave fuss. Eli Manning said, yo, I don't wanna play for the Chargers.
Yeah, they said it. Arch and Peyton definitely said he wasn't going to the West Coast.
Eli said, I'm not playing for the Chargers. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not. And they traded Phillip Rivers for Eli Manning. That's
Mm-hmm.
how Eli got to the Giants.
I
Because
remember
he
that.
said, I'm not
I feel like
playing
he said that
for
shit.
the
I feel like he
Chargers.
said that shit at the draft. I feel like when they drafted him, the
Yeah, he
nigga
said
was
it around. Yo, I'm not playing.
nigga was
Dan
like, yo,
Marino,
I'm good.
John
nigga went up
Elway,
there like, yo, I'm good.
John Elway said in the 80s, if the coach draft me, I'm not going.
Um,
I'm not going. I don't understand why. And then he not even like giving this kind of pushback.
All right. My only argument to what you saying about them people, Shador wasn't doing that.
Shador wasn't doing what?
Shador wasn't being John Elway. Shador wasn't being Eli as far as them niggas is at top programs and they was cooking shit and able to be able to say that. Shador is doing what he doing, and I'm not. That ain't the argument. You feel me? He definitely deserve to go higher and all of that. I'm saying he didn't. I think that if his name wasn't his name, we wouldn't have seen him on TV.
If no, see how
That
then
don't
you
mean
wrong.
hold on, but that don't mean he didn't deserve. He wasn't one of the better quarterbacks. But I don't
Huss,
know.
you saying Shador numbers
Yeah,
in comparison to what they deem the number one quarterback in Cam Ward?
he was. That's in college football. The what do you call that shit? Fuck. SEC, all of that shit. That shit,
conference.
I'm about to call
Pac-12,
conference. The
SEC.
conference. The
Yes,
conference is
yes.
a big deal. Where you play and what conference determine the level of skill that you have.
It doesn't determine the level of skill that you have. It
He would
determines
have. I think he
the
would have
level of
went to
skill
a.
you play against.
For him to be Deion Sanders' son, like all of Marvin Harrison's son, big program. All of them niggas, if you're really that nigga, they're more inclined to send you to a big program. Shedeur Sanders is Shedeur Sanders because he's Shedeur Sanders.
But they bet on it. But he was. You can't be. You still gotta. He still had to go out there and do it though.
Right, but if my only argument is if he was really the names that you're naming, he should have still went. He's one of the better quarterbacks, and he definitely is one of the better players that should have went way higher. But I don't think that I don't think he was them names that you naming.
How's he have better stats than them?
Then John Elway.
No, you. I'm not talking. When I'm talking about John Elway, I'm talking about the simple fact that they were able to verbally say what they wanted
Be
and get what they wanted.
my right, and I'm not.
But
What I'm
Shador's
saying is
stats
it's because
weren't
Hold
of
up, Bibby.
John
Hold up,
Elway's.
Bibby.
Oh, I'm sorry.
it was because of their on the field play.
Hmm.
You get what
So
I'm
what
trying to
you
say?
so you and I'm telling you that Shador's on the field play warranted him to not say because he wasn't saying shit John Elway was saying. He wasn't saying I'm not gonna
Yeah,
play for y'all.
not at
But
all.
his stats, what he was saying, he had the stats to be able to say what he was saying. Is what I'm saying.
I want to interject here. Maybe he didn't verbally say it, but subtle hints with like the cleats that were
Mhm.
Giants inspired with the Giants logo. That is, it's not. It may not come across
Them
as
being
him
there,
saying I'm not playing for no other team.
saying I want
Yeah,
to play for you
yeah,
though.
but it could, it depends on who's looking at it. Someone in that position, someone, I'm going to say a white owner is someone that's going to say you can't tell me who you going to play for. I'm
Mhm.
going to tell you.
Mhm.
There are situations that happen in the NFL that, I'm sorry, there are situations that happen in the NBA that the NFL will never see. They will never see it because the power is
Mm-mm.
still in the hands of the owners
Of the
and the
owners. Yep.
GMs and stuff like
That's why
that.
they hate the
Hmm.
NFL. I
Yes.
mean the NBA.
And that
That's why they hate the NBA.
exactly why. The whole thing with, and we'll switch it right back. I just want to use this example. The whole thing with Braun saying where he was going to go and have the power to
Mhm.
say I'm
Changed
going to
the whole
sign here,
NBA.
or the power that Jimmy has had over these last couple years of I'm not playing. I'm gonna do some shit. Jimmy done did that shit with 3 teams, bro. 3 teams,
Hmm.
bro.
He get out of
So
there.
imagine an NFL nigga saying that and them actually going
They've
to a
been doing it
team that's
lately.
that's actually worth shit. You feel me? There was, in context to what you were saying, DB, I want to go back. I think when you were saying why can't he say I'm that nigga, it's twofold, bro. Yeah, you can say that. He hasn't, you can say that. But just like you said that, them white owners are saying, yeah, you are a nigga, yo. Like you
Mhm.
you can be as
Still a
confident
nigga.
as you want, but it don't matter because you still a nigga.
That's what Jay be telling Ye.
Yeah. That's why we can have all the confidence in the world, but we still gotta work twice as hard as the next race. And black. And I know this, and I know you're not saying this, you're not saying this wrong in a sense, but you were saying brown people. That that it includes more than black people. That
Mhm.
and I
Hmm.
ain't gonna lie, when you were saying it, I kind of cringe because I need this to be about us. I don't need this to be about
Mhm.
other races that may
Others.
fall, other
Yeah.
minorities that may fall into this brown thing because they don't have the same
Category.
struggles as us, and
Um,
they don't even try to fight the same fight as us. I know y'all remember a couple years
Right.
ago up in Dykeman how they was treating black
Mhm.
people. They've always treated black people like that in Dykeman.
That's what I was ready to say. They
So
always have to
it's
be.
so unfortunate that this kid has fell all the way to 144. And to go back to what you were saying, DB, they them niggas drafted him at 144, but already had a quarterback that they didn't drafted.
Mhm.
So they knew it, and it was just like it was pity. It was pity. So now he's got to start from the bottom all over again. All that Deion Sanders shit don't even fucking matter. All the shit he did in college, none of that shit fucking matters because now he got to compete for a spot because they don't have a quarterback. Because then the
Uh,
nigga left, right? Oh, Flacco is the
oh,
quarterback.
Deshaun. Nah, Deshaun's still there. Deshaun's still there.
Deshaun
Deshaun
Watson
gone?
is still there,
Yeah,
but
Deshaun's still
Deshaun
there.
Watson is hurt.
He's still
Yeah,
hurt.
Achilles.
He
He did
gonna
it.
be
He
hurt.
and
fucked
some shit
fucked
and
his
some shit.
Achilles up again.
Where's
I'm
Flacco at?
hey Bradley Bill.
Flacco.
The crib doing what he doing.
Flacco, no,
What's up with them, right?
Flacco signed either with
That
the
was 2
Browns or the
years. That
Colts.
was like 3 years
Oh, I
ago.
think it was the
Nah, he
Colts. I
just
think
did
it was the
this.
Colts.
He just did
Yeah,
this.
yeah. He just did it like maybe like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, remember he took them to the playoffs, what, 2 years
Mm-hmm.
ago, right?
But the
Joe
problem
Flacco?
with Flacco is Flacco can
He
throw the
older
ball.
though.
But Flacco, the today's game, Flacco's skill
No,
set
he is with the
is
Browns.
outdated.
You still with the Browns?
Yeah, I know he was
Yeah,
with the
yeah. I thought
Browns.
it was the
It was
Colts.
either the Browns or the
Yeah,
Colts, but it just happened like two
yeah,
months ago.
Okay, so he went back. All right. Cause of Deshaun?
Yeah, Deshaun's hurt,
yeah.
bro.
Like, excuse me.
Yeah.
I knew that. I figured he'd be back by the season, but whatever. I don't
Nah, he
Deshaun
might. Deshaun might be done.
his money guaranteed though, so you know they gonna try to
Yeah, they're gonna try to make him work for that money. But I think Shador can get that spot.
Oh, all right, hold on. What I wanted to say is, you know what? The good thing is, and I'm agreeing with y'all 100% about everything, right? The only good thing in this situation to me is, just like you said, Chef, now he just gonna have to earn it on his own merit. The good thing is though, he's not in a position where this 144th pick affects his life.
Mm-hmm.
You get what
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that
true,
is true.
true,
So it's
true.
cool that he's allowed to now work in the background and figure shit out. I'm not mad at that, and I'm almost like, all right, cool. It's less pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finding the silver lining in it to me is the same thing as with Tom Brady. You
Nah, I
ain't
feel like it's
expecting
more
nothing.
pressure.
You
Nah,
talking about when Tom
it
Brady
ain't no
first came
pressure.
out and he had to prove himself? Yeah.
Yeah, ain't no, it's no real, but it's no real pressure. Even though it is, it's pressure, but it's not because they done
But
drafted him
Tom
so
Tom
low.
Brady wasn't Shador in college.
Tom Brady, I don't know what Tom Brady. Tom Brady at
Like
Michigan
Tom
was
Brady was
cool.
a 6th round pick because Tom Brady
Nah,
was a
look at
sixth
Tom
round
Brady's
pick.
number in Michigan at Michigan, yo.
But he was a 6th round pick. He far as
Cause
like
he,
the
cause of
players
his,
entered that
well, yeah, wasn't that because of his combine? Nigga ran like a 6'2" 40 or shit like
Mm.
that. Nigga walked
that's
it,
what I'm saying.
moonwalk.
Tom Brady was a 6th round pick because they thought that's all he was worth. This kid was not worth. He was worth more than 5th round 144.
Is it Drew Brees? What round Drew Brees went?
I forgot.
Late rounds. That's what I'm saying. Listen, yo. I think that, and to me, like I said, he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's a great quarterback, and he's the bad part. It's a gift and a curse to me to be with the Browns. You have to get better because you got to play Joe Burrow and fucking Lamar Jackson. So you either have to get better or you're gonna get cooked. You're gonna be fucking all our teams. To me, that would make him get better, right?
I
But the
mean,
Browns, the
I
Browns
think
ain't gonna come out of the. It ain't coming out of the AFC North because they got Joe Burrow and Lamar. Is he better than? Is he? Do y'all think he has the possibility, the ceiling, to be as good as either one of those two quarterbacks?
Yes.
yeah.
I think the
Yeah, I said that
possibilities are
fast.
endless because
He
Yeah.
reminds me of Tom Brady. Like I like his poise. I like how he reads the field real good. He don't he don't never look like, oh shit fucked up. He handles pressure real well. All of them intangibles he has, right?
Hmm.
He don't flash off the screen though. He don't have like a big arm. He's very accurate, but to a certain degree. Like remember when Lamar first came and he had to get better? Do you think he's that
He better than Lamar
right
right now.
now? You remember what Lamar did in college?
Hmm. He better than Lamar. When you
You
understand,
watch college
when you
basketball football? You remember what Lamar Jackson did in college?
yes, yes,
There's no way you can
yes.
say that then.
I'm telling you, as it pertains to the job of a quarterback, which is throwing the ball, Shador is a better thrower of the ball than Lamar Jackson
Hey
at
Chef,
the
you
at
got
the
your other
college
phone?
time.
What's how many yards per game do Shador average? Can y'all see
I
that?
don't know.
Hold on, let me see if I can look that up. I don't, and I'm not saying the nigga's trash. I'm saying that he's not.
Lamar
Yo,
Jackson was electrifying in college.
that's what you need.
Electrifying.
That's what you
He's not
need.
he was not the thrower of the ball that Shador is right now.
More years because he's
Shedeur.
more
I'm only
accurate.
talking about throwing the ball.
I'm listening. What you were saying, Chef?
I'm trying to find it. What are you asking for?
Yards per game.
Yards per game. Um,
Passing
In
yards.
pass.
in college, he got to average over 4,
He
3.
had
Like
353 completions out of 477 attempts.
accurate, very accurate.
Completion
He's
percentage
also
is
only throwing to like
74.
3 niggas.
Yards per game, 318.
That's pretty good. But
That's an average.
in college though, what Cam Ward went? What's Cam Ward? Just for that's it. I ain't gonna keep bugging about this. But what's Cam Ward average
Hold
in
on.
Miami in a tougher conference?
Cam Ward.
They beating the shit out of shit.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying, DB. As I'm looking this up, I also seen it was like 108 to 79, bro. It's not even
One set is 119 to
like,
84.
bro, like,
Oh my
bro,
god!
like, why y'all out there, bro? Why
Yeah,
y'all
Right.
out there,
And Darius Garland is not playing.
bro? Um,
yo,
okay, I got it. He's 100. I'm sorry, he's 331 per game, yards per game, completion
okay,
305 out of 454 attempts. Yeah. So he's got him by 16
okay,
yards.
yeah.
But a 16
I don't.
yard difference in a one pick and 144 pick is crazy,
That's
bro.
I'm agree. I think they're not too far off as far as skills. I just wanted to know as far as because they're in a tougher conference.
Yeah, I think they'll both be great. It's just a similar thing as Kobe and AI. A nigga that wanna be dedicated to work and a nigga that wanna be dedicated to work and enjoy the fruits of his labor. That's
Yeah.
Mm,
it, bro. Like
Yeah.
okay,
it's two sides of a coin, bro. Niggas is just different, bro. Like, and to think, and I hate that this is a contributing factor, but it really is. Like, you got to think he grew up in a lifestyle that is very different than the average person that is in this
Thank you.
draft.
yeah, all the fucking
Yeah,
way.
so it's like to
Somebody
keep
wrote
it a
this down.
bean, the nigga don't even need football.
That's what I was
He
saying.
don't
That's
he don't
literally my
need
point. Like, all
football.
right, cool, nigga.
But it just so
He
happens I'm
already got
talented, bro.
Gatorade
Yeah,
deals, all of that
it's
shit.
a magnitude of stuff he can do. But yeah,
Could you give up what you need? Could you give up what you want? How am I saying this?
For what you
Do
need,
you not chase after what you want because you have already have what you need?
love what you love.
Yeah, like okay.
yeah, I
Um,
get what you're saying. Um,
you get what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like he gotta chase that.
it
Yeah, I
depends.
don't think it's about money for him.
It's not.
Mm-mm,
It's
Yeah,
about
they
that
gonna be
not.
winning.
I'm not. Well,
It's not.
my fault. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's not about money for him. I don't think this is ever about a money thing. This was about continuing my family's legacy.
I don't even receive that. I think that's Bronny. I think Shador really like playing football.
And to the people, because I'm gonna say this, to the people that's trying to compare this Bronny thing to Shador thing, is not the same thing.
Yeah.
LeBron manipulated his son into the league. Shador deserves a spot that they're not giving
100%.
him
hundred
because of
percent.
his father.
100%.
It's literally the total opposite.
Bronny, yeah, it's actually the total opposite.
Hmm.
Bronny, damn, I wrote this on Facebook earlier. This shit was perfect. Bronny got hustled into the league because of his father. Oh shit, I gotta fucking say how I said it earlier. I smoked this shit earlier on somebody's comment. God damn it, I said it so eloquently earlier. Shit, I don't even remember. I'm gonna text it to you. I'm gonna show y'all that shit. I
Y'all
smoked
right
that
though.
shit earlier.
Nah, but y'all right.
Yeah, but
Bronny would
Shador
have never
deserves to
got
be in
here
the
on
league.
his own.
Yeah, Shador
Shador
deserves to.
deserves to be there. If his name wasn't Sanders, he's a first round pick. Stop it.
In this, yes, in this draft, agree, 100% in this draft. But I, I don't, and I don't want to sound like a Shador hater. I still just don't. He gotta put in more work. He's gonna have to put in more work when he get to the league. A lot of work.
But that's everybody that's making it to the next level. It's called the next level for a reason.
Agreed. It's. I think it's gonna be easier for some people than others.
For sure. For sure. They're gonna make him work. They gonna
So
make
y'all think
him.
he's an A level? Yeah, I think he's a superstar, a future superstar in the league,
I believe he's a
like a
star.
franchise,
I don't think he would.
a franchise quarterback.
If his trajectory is this, yes.
I think
I think
they they've
I'm listening.
they've created a different person now.
Yeah, thank you. There you
He
go.
it's
That's
like
what
an
I
origin
like.
of a villain story, bro. This
Yeah.
he will take everything that he did in college,
Mm-hmm.
realize like, all right, this is college. All right,
And
this is my NFL career, and I should have been one. He's gonna have that chip on
yo,
his shoulder for a good amount of his career, at least until he get a Super Bowl, because they
you
didn't
know
win
what's
He's
the
gonna be
crazy
national
Shador
though?
Morant.
championship. So it's like I gotta get something to prove niggas
Mm-hmm.
right.
And his mentors is niggas like Tom Brady and them call him after the game, tell him what he did wrong. The nigga's in a great position. Like I'm upset that he went that. I'm just glad that he's in the
Yeah.
NFL. If that makes
Now
sense,
it's like you here.
because I don't give a fuck about the
Yeah.
millions. He can make that
Yeah.
up. He's gonna make that up. Whatever,
He
whatever.
ain't tripping off
I'm
no money.
glad that yeah.
Shorty got
None of
money.
this is ever
Mhm.
about money, bro. It's principle and position. I
Yep.
deserve to be a lot higher
First
than
round.
144
At
for
least
niggas
first
that
round.
need
At
quarterbacks,
least first
bro.
round.
It's niggas that
Yeah. At
Yeah,
need
least first round.
quarterbacks. So why the fuck am
yeah.
At
I
least
going
14.
144?
At least 14.
I would have liked to see him go to New Orleans though.
Ooh. Isn't Carr still there?
If I had to feel like Carr did something with his shoulder at
Carr
home,
always hurt.
Carr is not going to play this year.
Oh. So
At least that's what they now. Maybe technology, medicine, maybe that'll change. But
Normally they
right
just be
now,
hurt for one season.
Carr
Him being hurt
Carr
for
is
5.
out for the season right now.
god damn.
There's something with his shoulder.
Niggas gotta chill out.
Yeah, yeah.
Ni-
So I don't know, bro. I think that's a travesty. Um, but I think this is I think I just think they just introduced the world to Shedeur Morant, Midas the Gun.
You think he gonna ball out like that?
Fuck yeah.
Then
I think once he get on the field, he'll never come back off.
then he should do it Anthony Edwards.
Nah, Shedeur Morant, yo. Cause Anthony Edwards, yo, I love him, bro.
Young Goon.
I fuck with you.
The Goon himself.
I
Hey,
love
Chef,
him, yo.
what I told you a few years ago on the pod, yo. He
Mm-mm.
was gonna be
I
that nigga.
love him,
100%,
yo.
bro. Hey, 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 he is he is what we would think Shador would be based off his
I
father's
I agree. I
father shit.
agree. That's why I called
And
him
it's
that.
like I'm talking big shit and I'm backing up. That nigga said, yeah, they was like, yeah, he's gonna get a $50,000 fine for saying something to a fan. Nigga tweeted, send the
He said
invoice,
my dick
twin.
bigger than yours.
Send the
He,
invoice,
hey,
twin.
he told a nigga my dick bigger than
Yeah,
yours.
nigga said, go ahead and send the invoice, twin. Like, nah, that nigga Stone Cold
Yo,
Steve Austin, nigga. You remember
hey,
how Stone
hey,
Cold was the nigga that
yo,
nobody was supposed to
that
like?
nigga was a menace.
Yeah, bro.
That nigga was a menace, bro. Vince McMahon be over that bitch talking.
God damn
Here
it!
comes Stone
God
Cold.
damn it!
Hey, you a wrestling fan, yo? Was that what it was,
Right.
yo? Stone Cold was just being an asshole,
Yo,
yo.
yeah, he was like I remember back in the 90s and 2000s people were saying that Stone Cold is doing everything you cannot do to your boss. So people love him because they live vicariously through
But
him.
he was really doing that to Vince McMahon.
Vince said, "Do it." It's all about what's best for
I know
business.
that, right? No, I know that. But he was that. So Vince ain't know my nigga was about to pull up with the beer truck when he swerved them niggas.
No. They ain't know all of that. That's scripted. That's scripted.
Okay.
I think initially it started out on some bonehead
No,
shit,
no, it
and
was all
Vince saw
scripted.
the money
It
in
was
it.
all scripted.
It was all
Yeah, all of
scripted.
that is
Hey,
scripted,
them
bro.
writers are great, man. Them
They
writers
pay
are
attention
great.
to the fans, and then they go from there. They got a writers team, and then the writers team comes with ideas, and then you know years later you find out who was the one that had the idea for this. Like the whole Montreal screw job was Triple H idea. That Bret Hart wasn't in
Triple
on.
H did that?
Triple H was the one that said if he doesn't want to give up the belt tonight, fuck him. That's
Yo,
why
nah.
even as early, even as late as last week at
How did he
WrestleMania,
get power so early?
because it's about the writing team. So it's like he's involved in it, and they're all trying to figure out how the fuck we could get this belt off this nigga before he show up on the next program in the other company with our belt. See, Bret Hart idea was, and I hate to do this, but Bret Hart's idea was he
Nah,
wanted
you
to
know I love wrestler talk.
he wanted to drop the belt. He wanted to win the belt in Canada and then drop the belt the next night. That is too risky because earlier, about 4 years earlier, Alundra Blaze, which was the women's wrestler, she went to WCW on Nitro and dumped the belt in the trash can. So they don't want that to happen again. So in order for that not to happen again, we gonna take this motherfucker off
Look
this
at
nigga,
DB.
bro. He already leaving. Vince already told him he can't honor the contract that he was going to try to give him, but he would help him facilitate the contract with WCW. He was willing to help, but it was also like, bro, you did not keep your word. You told me you was going to honor this contract. You now telling me you cannot honor this contract. And in Vince McMahon's mind, it's like, all right, so the nigga can't, I know I can't do this, so fuck it. We going to take this belt off him. But they also said Triple H, because Triple H was the person that was, what's that noise? So Triple H was one of the people that were involved in the storyline. So he came up with the ideas. Multiple times that the talent will come up with an idea to try to say, oh, this would work out better for them, for the ultimate situation.
Okay, so y'all know I don't know much about wrestling. So I vaguely know what you're talking about. But you called it something. What did you just
Montreal
call it?
Montreal
Screwjob.
Screwjob. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's what the
Okay.
whole idea. And it was like Triple H saying, we fuck it. Fuck him.
That's when he spit on him, right?
Yeah, that's what he
I
spit
thought
on.
it was Shawn Michaels that did
No,
it.
Shawn Michaels was in the match, but Triple H was the one that actually said, fuck him. This is what we going to do. And then they built on from that.
That's how Triple H became Triple H? Like as far as with the titles and shit?
Nah. That was pretty much how everybody left the company, and it was like him, Rock, and Stone Cold. And it was just like he just moved into the main event spot drastically. I mean, gradually, because he was always feuding with one of the other two. And then the Undertaker. So it was like them.
And the Undertaker, right.
So
okay.
That little 8 months I was watching wrestling was the best shit in the world. And that's when The Rock and Stone Cold was tag team partners, but they hated each other.
Shit always happened to
I
Stone
was like, yo, them niggas hated each other, and they was to the point like that shit started because I think a nigga was trying to jump The Rock, and Stone Cold said, "Nah, y'all not hurting this nigga on my watch."
Was it the
Fuck
was
no.
it the Brood?
I don't know who nobody is.
I don't know.
So
the
them
corporation.
niggas, The Rock went to go fight a nigga. Rock was the champion. Stone Cold was able to get his title shot, but it was at a pay-per-view. Them niggas was jumping Rock. Stone Cold came out there, whooped them niggas, and told The Rock or whatever, like maybe like the next wrestling event, maybe I guess, yeah, told them niggas, nah, y'all not doing nothing to him on my watch. I don't want no excuses when I whip his motherfucking ass at whatever one of them events. WrestleMania, son? WrestleMania, they said. And I thought that shit was fly. Vince came out there and said, "Oh, y'all want to be buddy buddy? Y'all tag team against
That sounds
whoever
like
the
the
fuck."
corporation days.
Yeah, yeah. I watched wrestling for 8 months off that shit. And then I stopped watching it. I told y'all this story before. I stopped watching it, and they drop kicked Lita off a ladder and said she
Yeah,
was pregnant. I couldn't watch. I have not
Mae
watched a
Young.
day of wrestling since then. That shit it was awful. That was like, I was like, oh my God. I know it's fake, but god damn, like, that
That
was
was
too
the
much.
Dudley brothers did that shit.
Yeah,
That's when
they
they was
drop
putting
kicked her
everybody
off
through
a
tables.
ladder, bro, and said she was
Trish
pregnant and she
Stratus.
might have lost the baby.
Mark Henry, baby.
Nah, it was. It was Mark.
Yo,
Mark
drop kicked her
Henry is a
off a
nasty
ladder,
nigga.
nigga. Oh my God, she's pregnant with a baby. She has a baby.
Yo,
There's a
Oh,
baby
you
in
said
there. I was
Lita
like,
and then
oh
yo,
my God.
or oh
Lita.
Lita, nah. Oh, what? I think it was Kane Baby still. Like, wasn't it? I think so. Yeah,
Oh, I don't know who baby it
it
was,
was.
I
but
think it was.
Kane was fucking with Lita for a
Yeah.
minute.
Mm-hmm.
She came out with that nigga Gangrel. What happened to that nigga?
Gangrel, he ended up leaving WWE. He made an appearance probably about a year and a half ago on AEW when Edge came
Yo,
back and shit. But
you watch AEW?
nah, I don't really like
I
the.
be
I don't like
trying.
the. I tried, bro. I don't like the
Yeah,
product, bro.
it remind me of whack
Yeah,
WCW.
bro. Like those later years that, goddamn, that nobody really was fucking with it and shit. Like, mm. But yeah. You
man,
got how much time you got left, Hus?
Shit, we
All
good.
right,
We
bet.
good. I
All
got
right.
a whole hour.